Hey you guys, thanks for joining me at Lisa & Co. I'm Lisa and we are going to do a porch makeover today. Or I guess what I should say is we're going to finish a porch makeover today. So this summer we've been working on little projects to make this porch a little bit more attractive and a great place to hang out, especially in a thunderstorm, because it's pretty much my favorite thing to do. So I have a few housekeeping jobs I have to get done here, and then we're going to do 3 projects to round out this porch. Now, I painted the door last fall, and sadly I was lazy and I didn't scrape off the paint. So that's going to be my first job before I hang up my beautiful new wreath. Stay with me. I want to show you a couple of projects we've already done. So this settee got a fresh coat of paint and a new seat. We also painted this cute little table that I picked up at a thrift store and stenciled the top. And this one is tough to get the entire thing in, but it is a vintage door. We did a whole bunch of little projects on this one, including the hello sign. We just wanted to welcome our guests. So that is some old flooring in an old frame with a little cricket cutout. Okay, so now that you've seen what we've been up to, let's get started on the projects. Okay, so first project. This is a tray I picked up during all the Canada Day celebrations at my dollar store. Now, if you're wondering the difference between a dollar store in Canada and the United States, that's it right there. I paid $4 for this tray, but I still think it's going to be a steal compared to what I would have paid at a home decor store. I'm going to get this all taped off with my green painter's tape. Now I wouldn't normally do this, but I want to spray prime this tray just to make it a lot easier to finish off. So although this is a little bit finicky, I feel like it's going to be well worth it in the end. I've given it a really quick sand down, not so that I could take any of the color off it, but just so I could scuff up that really shiny finish. Okay, now I'm going to use my favorite. Now I want to tell you a little secret here. I could go in with just about any kind of paint here, but it would probably take 2 to 3 coats to get a really good finish on it. By using this, it does a couple of things. This stuff sticks like nothing else in my opinion, and I'm going to use a lot less paint on the top coat. So just a quick coat. I don't worry about covering everything. I literally just give it a quick coat. So check this out. And that's it. As soon as that's dry, we'll get to the good stuff. So I'm going to go in with my Fusion Mineral Paint Encasement. It's my favorite white. Now watch how well this covers. That primer did a beautiful job of covering that high contrast paint that was already on there, and it's given me a great surface for this paint to stick to. Check it out. Look at this first coat. Amazing. I'll go back and give this one more light coat of paint before we move on to the next step. So I went ahead and cut out a black vinyl monogram. It's going to be kind of a theme you'll see for this porch. Didn't show you all that. We can always do that in another video. So let me know in the comments if you want to see that process. Oh my goodness, I am loving this so far. Let's get all this tape off and see how this baby looks. You know, I had a feeling I was going to love the way this tray turned out, but it turned out even better than I thought. Okay, next project up. We are cutting out a stencil and getting ready to put it on some fabric for a little something for the settee. So let's see how this works out. I'm just using some Dollar Tree contact paper for my stencil. I'm going to use the transfer tape to get it down on the fabric. Again, let me know if you want to see this whole process. I'm using my Fusion Mineral Paint again. I love this paint and I've had lots of practice using it on fabric, so I know it's going to stand up to the elements outside. I'm using a little makeup brush to put it on, and I'm going to do it in light coat. So you can see I'm barely putting any on there, and I'm taking the extra off. I don't want to have any bleeding underneath this contact paper. Once I'm happy with the coverage and I've left it a little bit vintage looking, that's what I'm going with here. Now I'm going to peel back the stencil and reveal what this is going to look like. Two projects down, one more to go. All right, my door has been wreathless for far too long, so we are gonna make something different and beautiful. Now, I really wanted a square wreath or a rectangular one. I love those boxwood ones you see in Pottery Barn and Restoration Hardware, but they are not in this budget. I'm using a little galvanized welcome word from Dollar Tree. That V I picked up in clearance at Michael's, and this patina kit I am really excited to try. I picked it up at my restore. I've never used it before, and we'll see how it works out. Okay, I told you I wanted a square wreath, and I ended up having to go to Dollarama where I paid $4 for this one. Fortunately, the rest of all these bits and pieces came from Dollar Tree, so I was able to save a few bucks there. Okay, let's get this project started. I'm going to take apart the frame. I don't need the backing or that little mat. I'm going to glue in the glass. I want to have a nice clear finish on it, but this glass is so thin, I want to really protect it. So I'm going to put a few dabs of glue in each corner. Then we're going to pop the glass back in, and I'm going to go over top of the glass all the way around the edge, just so that I can make sure it's well secured. Okay, I'm using the fern on the first layer of this wreath because I couldn't get as much of that faux boxwood as I wanted or thought that I might need to do this. So I'm gonna go through and put a whole layer down of this fern, and then we're gonna layer on top with the boxwood. As I start putting these fern leaves down, I'm going to alternate them sort of back and forth. I don't want this to look too contrived. I'd like it to look a little bit more natural. As we finish this off, I'm going to go back and use a little bit of the reindeer moss to cover up some of the glue spots. All right, time to play with this patina kit. I've already put the primer down, and now it's time for the actual copper paint. Just gonna squeeze it on and then brush it out with a foam brush. Now I have to do this in a couple of steps. I do one coat of the copper, let it dry for 2 hours, and then I have to go back and put a second coat on, and that's when I get to spray it down with that patina. So let's see how this works. All right, it's time to play with this patina finish. Okay, I have put the second coat of the copper paint on, and I've done it fairly thick because I want a nice green finish on this. So we'll spray it down and let's see what happens. I'm not sure exactly what they mean by light coat, but like I said, I want this to look old and vintage and green. So I think light coat is all in your interpretation. Oh my goodness, you guys, this came out even better than I thought. You could not paint this on and have it look this good. So here's what I'm gonna do. I want this to stand up from the glass a little bit, so I'm gonna use a couple of these tumbling tower blocks you get at Dollar Tree and just stick them onto the back. I'm pretty sure the glue will do a good job holding it onto the V, but when it comes time to stick it onto the actual glass, we're gonna use a combination of things. This is where I'm going to be totally real with you guys. You're about to see disaster in action. I decided I was going to put a quick coat of Mod Podge on here so it would give it protection from the elements, and yeah, it took all the patina off the top. You can see as I discover what's going on, and I pretty much want to throw my hands up in the air. So while I'm dealing with that disaster, we're gonna go ahead and attach this cute ribbon I picked up. Because this has glass in it, I can't just loop it around the frame like you would with a traditional wreath. So I'm going to glue it onto the back and let the tails hang down and create a nice long loop for the way we're gonna hang it. Okay, take 2 on the patina kit. I went back, I gave it another coat of the copper paint. I sprayed it again with the patina, and I have my V. Now, let's get this thing put on. So I'm gonna use a combination of E6000 and some hot glue, just so the E6000 will hold it really well to the glass and the glue will get it stuck right now. I don't know who the person who figured this out was, but you are a genius. Newsflash, hot glue does not stick to the patina. I'm going to go ahead and use my E6000. We're going to use a really scientific method to hold this all together while the glue sets up. Insert eye roll here. Oh, I really, really love this. All the components came together just the way I wanted them to. It looks like a much more expensive project than it was. I love the V. I love how welcoming it looks. Quick tip, I use an upside down command hook on the inside of the door as an invisible hanger. So that's it. Porch Makeover is complete. I think I've earned a little R&R, but before I do that, I'm going to ask you to hit that subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell so you see all the new videos that we upload here on Lisa and Company. Now, I'm going to do some dreaming and scheming and think of all the ways that I can update this porch for, yep, the fall and Christmas. Have a great day, you guys. See you next time.